Look, I need to tell you about the day I became a workplace legend. Not the good kind. The kind where people still whisper your name in break rooms 5 years later. The kind where HR creates entirely new training modules based on your existence. Started on a Tuesday, which already feels like the universe was setting me up for failure. Nobody has a life-changing Tuesday. Tuesdays are the wet socks of the week. Uncomfortable and nobody asks for them. I was working retail. Generic big box store, you know the type, fluorescent lights bright enough to see your life choices clearly. Aisles that somehow rearrange themselves every time you're helping a customer find something. And customers, oh the customers who treat, can I speak to your manager? Like it's a basic human right. So I'm there, doing me thing. Which apparently was doing everything wrong. And I mean everything. Because by 2 p.m. that day, my manager, Linda with the power suit and the stress-induced eye twitch, called me into her office. Now, when your manager says we need to talk, it's never about giving you a raise. It's never congratulations, you've won Employee of the Month, and also here's a yacht. No, it means someone has compiled evidence of your failure as a human being. Linda sat me down. She had a folder, a physical folder, in 2024. That's how you know it's serious. Digital complaints aren't enough. Someone printed these out. Used company ink. Wasted paper. This was personal. She opens the folder and I kid you not, there are 47 customer complaint forms. All from the same day. All about me. Ma, I'm talking a stack of papers thick enough to be a novella. Gary's Terrible Tuesday. A retail horror story. 47 complaints in 6 hours. That's roughly one complaint every 7.6 minutes. I did the math later because I had a lot of free time to think about my life choices. Linda just looked at me. Dead silence. You know that look your mum gives you when you've disappointed her so thoroughly that she's too tired to even be angry. That look. But corporate. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, maybe a few of these are duplicates. Maybe it's the same customer complaining twice because they really committed to the bit. Nope, Linda starts reading them out loud, like she's delivering a eulogy for my career. Complaint 1. Employee was aggressively indifferent when asked about seasonal decorations. Aggressively indifferent. Oh, I didn't even know that was possible. That's like being passionately apathetic. How do you aggressively not care? Did I shrug with too much force? Complaint 2. Employee told customer that the product they were looking for probably doesn't exist in this dimension. Okay, in my defence, they were looking for a left-handed screwdriver. A left-handed screwdriver. I was providing a public service. That's education. Complaint 3. Employee asked if customer had tried turning their attitude off and on again. That one was fair. But also it was very funny and I stand by it. Linda kept going. And they just got progressively more creative in their descriptions of my apparent crimes against customer service. So complaint 7. Employee responded to the customer is always right with statistically impossible. I mean, complaint 12. Employee attempted to sell customer a protection plan for a banana. Listen, if you can sell extended warranties on electronics, why not produce? Bananas are fragile. They bruise easily. That banana could slip and fall. I was offering peace of mind. Complaint 18. Employee told family with screaming children that the store offers a complimentary silence service which turned out to be pointing at the exit. Again, I was trying to help. Complaint 23. Employee, when asked where the bathroom was, responded with philosophically or geographically. It's a valid question. Some people want directions. Some people want to contemplate the nature of human needs. Complaint 31. Employee suggested customer Google it while standing 3 feet away from the product. Efficiency. By complaint 37, Linda's voice had gone from corporate stern to what I can only describe as documentary narrator describing a natural disaster. Flat, emotionless, just pure defeated energy. But complaint 37, Employee told customer that technically we all work for Entropy, and Entropy doesn't offer benefits. I was having an existential crisis. It was a rough shift. Complaint 42. Employee asked customer if they wanted to speak to a manager or directly to the void. Spoiler alert, they chose manager. Always do. Complaint 47. Employee responded to, "I'm never shopping here again," with "thank you for your service." That one got me suspended. But here's the thing. Here's where it gets absolutely beautiful in the worst way possible. Linda finishes reading all 47 complaints. The room is silent except for the hum of the fluorescent lights, which suddenly sound very judgmental. I'm sitting there, preparing my resignation speech in my head. I'm thinking about career changes. Maybe I could be a hermit. Hermits don't deal with customers. Hermits have great job security because nobody else wants to be a hermit. And then Linda closes the folder, slowly, deliberately. She looks at me with an expression I can only describe as someone who has reached enlightenment through suffering. And she says, "I will never forget this." She says, "Gary." Long pause, dramatic pause. Zolus, the kind of pause where you can hear your own heartbeat and question every life choice that led you to this moment. "Gary, this is the most complaints we've ever received about a single employee in a single day." I opened my mouth to apologise, to beg for my job, to promise I'd become a model employee who would aggressively care about everything, but she held up her hand. "It's also..." Another pause. This woman missed her calling as a suspense novelist. "It's also the most honest feedback our customer service department has ever received." I blinked. "I'm sorry, what?" Linda pulled out another folder. Where was she keeping these? Did she have a folder, storage dimension, under her desk? "After your shift, we had 23 employees come forward saying they wish they could respond to customers the way you did. We had 3 submit formal requests to transfer to Gary's method of customer service. One person asked if we could make you a supervisor." My brain short-circuited. What? Corporate called, they want to study your approach. My approach of getting 47 complaints. Your approach of getting 47 complaints while still technically following every rule in the employee handbook. You never swore. You never raised your voice. You answered every question. You just answered them in the most technically correct, philosophically confusing, aggressively honest way possible. Linda leaned back in her chair. "Gary, you've accidentally discovered something we've been trying to teach in customer service training for years. How to maintain boundaries while dealing with absurd requests." "So I'm not fired?" "Oh, you're absolutely being written up. But you're also being promoted to customer service trainer." I laughed. She didn't. "Linda, you can't be serious." "Gary, I'm never serious." "But corporate does, so corporate is. First training session is Monday. You'll be teaching advanced techniques in maintaining sanity while wearing a name tag. We're calling it the Gary Protocol." And that's how I went from 47 complaints to accidentally creating a corporate training program. They still use it. Last I heard, customer complaints company-wide dropped by 30% because employees learned it was okay to set boundaries with absurd requests. Politely, professionally, but firmly. Linda still has that folder. She brings it out at company parties. I've signed it. It's framed in the break room now. The 47 complaints, a cautionary tale that became training material. The moral of the story is, actually, there is no moral. Sometimes you accidentally succeed by failing so spectacularly that the universe gets confused and just promotes you. Sometimes the most honest version of yourself is exactly what people need, even if it takes 47 complaint forms to realise it. And sometimes, just sometimes, Linda's response to complete chaos is to weaponise it into a PowerPoint presentation. I still work there. I still get complaints. Just fewer of them. And now when someone says the customer is always right, I'm contractually obligated to respond with, "But let's discuss probability theory."